this idea of this video conferencing, this is my personal request to you also. It should be stopped.
You can request this to the Honorable Chief Justice.
Because it has not been functioning in any other court lordship. What has been
See,
happening,
see,
whatever the proceeding happens, takes place in the court lordship, it should not be flashed out outside.
Your request cannot be accepted or denied by me in individual capacity. It is the decision of the institution to install this facility. I will not be able to help you.
Well, also the video, it should go on. There is no problem also. What has been happening in the video, when it goes out, there has been a lot of persons sitting outside of the court and they've been making fun of all these things.
So I am not in army, but I am soldier of this institution.
It's not that.
Then examined from a legal perspective.
वो बताइए ना, वही तो मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, दिखाइए ना वो कि किस तारीख को इन्होंने कोर्ट ऑफ इंक्वायरी प्रस्तुत की, किस तारीख को उसको आपने लीगली एग्जामिन किया, एंड व्हेन डिड यू पुट इट अप बिफोर द जनरल कमांडिंग ऑफिसर?
You know, before to proceed in this matter, I may be permitted to request something to this honorable court also. This idea of this video conferencing, this is my personal request to you also. It should be stopped.
You can request this to the Honorable Chief Justice.
Because it has not been functioning in any other court lordship. What has been
See,
happening, whatever the proceeding happens, takes place in the court lordship, it should not be flashed out outside. This is my request, lordship.
I'm giving you answer to that. Your request cannot be accepted or denied by me in individual capacity. It is the decision of the institution to install this facility, and with a view. No, please bear me. I have understood what you are saying. I have understood. It is the institutional decision to run this facility of video conferencing or of live telecast, whatever is the object. Okay. Now that decision can be taken at the institutional level. So you are free to make an application to the Honorable Chief Justice to close this. And the day I receive directions that this facility be closed, I'll be the first person to close it. But without the institutional direction, which asked us to function on this system, I will not be able to help you.
Well, also the video, it should go on. There is no problem also. What has been happening in the video, when it goes out, there has been a lot of persons sitting outside of the court and they've been making fun of all these things.
There are a lot of safeguards in the rules itself. Please go through the Highcourt rules. You can prosecute them. There is a provision for that. Action can be taken by the institution. So there are two things. If others have stopped, I am not responsible for it. I am abiding by the institutional mandate. Though I am not in army, but I am soldier of this institution.
It's not that.
Okay.
I am just mentioning it for the reason lordship that it has been somewhere misuse of the entire thing.
That you will appreciate, you as a counsel for the Indian Army will appreciate that a soldier has very many limitations to function. And as a soldier of the institution, I cannot take a decision on my own.
Because my second contention is that lordship, we are just like a family. This judicial system is just like a family, and whatever takes place inside the court, it should not go out. It should not go out, and it should not be flashed out.
There are safeguards in other high courts which runs the show on the server. Entry is a high court server. Entry is allowed only to the participants, not to the outsider. You request the Registrar General.
You also will find a lot of news clicks has been there in the WhatsApp and
क्या चलिए merits पर आइएगा. अपन ने जहाँ पिछली बार छोड़ा था उसके आगे चलते हैं.
Lordship, before Lordship, I can appreciate. First of all, I'd like to submit in relations to the conduct of the petition, Lordship. I may be permitted to complete my argument on this point itself. Lordship, just may kindly appreciate.
I will hear you. There is no difficulty. उस दिन issue ये था कि आपके rules and regulations में वो कट ऑफ डेट क्या है जिस दिन आपको इनका मिसकंडक्ट मालूम पड़ा?
I will definitely come to that point, Lordship, but later on, Lordship. First of all, I may be allowed to submit in relation to the conduct of the petition. May kindly appreciate, Lordship, page 13.
13 of the petition?
13 of my reply, Lordship.
Just give me 2 minutes.
Yes. This is the first original application which was filed before the learned AFT, Lordship. What relief has been sought, Lordship, may kindly appreciate. To direct the respondent number 4 and 5 to issue movement order to the applicant to report to his unit in the interest of justice. And then it also may kindly appreciate as to what order has been passed by the learned AFT. It's there in the original rate petition itself. You also will find at page 48. Counsel for the respondent has stated that the applicant has already been granted 23 days day of leave. That being so, we see no reasons to make any indulgence into the matter. In case the applicant has any grievance after the leave period is over, he may take recourse to remedy of representation and approaching to the competent authority in accordance with the law.
जी
Subsequently, Lordship, by in year P6, he submitted the representation.
जी
Detailed representation has been submitted.
जी
And then what order has been passed by the competent authority
जी
entertaining the representation, Lordship, will find at page 54.
yes
It is intimated that the request submitted
जी
by the petitioner herein, by later under reference for being RTU, has been examined at this headquarter. It is once again apprised that the
कहाँ पढ़ रहे हैं
office,
आप? किस
Lordship, page 54.
54
Yes.
just a minute
This is the decision which has been taken by the competent authority
जी
on the representation which was submitted in pursuance of the orders so passed by the Honorable FTA Lordship.
जी
It is intimated, I am reading from paragraph 2 onwards, Lordship.
जी
It is intimated that the request submitted by IC so and so, who is the petitioner here in Lordship, received by letter under reference for being RTO, has been examined at this headquarter. It is once again apprised that the officer has been attached to GRC under the provisions of AI, Army Instructions 30/86,
yes
until finalization of the disciplinary proceeding against him. Therefore, the request of the officer for being RTO is not tenable at this stage.
जी
Later and so hereby disposed of.
जी
So what remedy lies after this decision has been taken,
जी
that he should have again approached to the AFT, challenging this particular order.
last date our question to you was that under section 122 1C what is the starting date
No, Lordship, before that, Lordship, one more submission is there.
जी
There was another original application filed by the petitioner
जी
before the Honorable AFT, that is OA number 97/2023.
जी है क्या रिकॉर्ड पर
Lordship, ये रिकॉर्ड पे नहीं है,
तो रिकॉर्ड पे ले आइए फिर आप
मैं ला लेता हूँ.
But one thing I want to submit, my senior has addressed in earlier round, my lord, that has already been argued before this.
ठीक है देखिए I cannot curtail his right to argue. He has a right to advance his argument. इसको क्यों पास ओवर में रखा था अपन ने? तो इनको कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट फाइल करना था.
Lordship, it has been filed.
आप दे दीजिए, कॉपी दे दीजिए प्लीज. जी बताइएगा.
Lordship, I kindly appreciate as to why this petition has been filed.
जी
This petition has been filed challenging the attachment order
अच्छा
during the departmental proceedings.
देखें जरा.
The Honorable Court may be pleased to issue a writ in the nature of certiorari for quashing the impugned order dated 6/4/2023 contained in Annexure P1 issued by the respondent number 3 in the interest of justice. This Honorable Court may be pleased to issue a writ in the nature of mandamus directing the respondent to conclude the disciplinary proceeding within the stipulated period of time. Lordship, now may kindly appreciate the order 6/4/2023.
6/4
2023. It is at page 15, Lordship.
15 of
Writ petition.
हाँ ठीक है वो तो जी वो तो सामने है.
Annexure P1. Lordship.
Yes yes.
The following officers are hereby attached
ठीक है
to
वो
the
तो
units.
compliance भी कर लिया. We have noted this fact yes on the last date that this order was complied with. He joined at the transferred place. Madam
Yes.
had agreed to this proposition.
Now,
Now the only issue is
yes.
that in terms of section 122C, 1C, what is the time frame? When did you receive the information about
Yes.
the?
Your Lordship, just may kindly appreciate.
See, that is, please come to order dated 23/2/24.
It is submitted that the section 122, which has been in relation to the counting the limitations. 122 of the Army Act provides for the period of limitation for commencing trial by the court martial and provides that, except as provided by the subsection 2, no trial by the court martial of any person subject to this act for any offence shall be commenced after the expiration of period of 3 years, and such period shall commence. So now the Lordship clause B is relevant in this case. Where the commission of an offence was not known to the person aggrieved by the offence or to the authority competent to initiate action, the first day on which such offence comes to the knowledge of such person or authority, whichever is earlier. So now what is my respectful submission, Lordship, referring to this particular provisions, clause B,
जी
that the limitation will start from the date when the matter has been put up before this General Officer Commanding Madhya Bharat area, that is on Your Lordship 8th of February 2023, which has there been in a synopsis, Your Lordship, at page 3, Your Lordship, may kindly appreciate.
When was the inquiry initiated?
Your Lordship, with this
21/8/2020.
2020,
हाँ. So why you took such a long time?
Your Lordship, just may kindly appreciate Rule 177, Your Lordship.
Rule 177, yes.
A court of inquiry is an assembly of the officers or of junior commissioned officer or of the officers and the junior commissioned officers, warrant officer or the non-commissioned officer directed to. Now, what is the purpose of court of inquiry, Lordship? That may kindly
Directed to
appreciate.
collect evidence.
Directed to collect the evidence. And if so required to report with regard to any matter which may be referred to them.
जी.
The court may consist of presiding officer who will either be an officer or junior commissioned officer and one of their more members. The presiding officer and the members of the court may belong to any regiments or corps of the service according to the nature of the investigation.
एक मिनट पहला पढ़िएगा तो 4 नंबर पे पढ़िएगा 21/8/2020
Yes.
SQ1 STC convened a court of inquiry.
Yes.
Where is the report of court of inquiry?
We'll also, we have brought the original record.
Show it to me. I asked you where is the report of the court of inquiry?
The directions that I've supplied after culmination of the court of
No.
inquiry.
When I'm asking you a specific question, then you are required to supply that document.
Sir.
Because in Annexure 7, which has been given by you,
No.
right now, right now you passed it over. ठीक है?
May I submit one thing?
जी.
Annexure 7, I have marked it because
नहीं, ठीक है. We are not. I'm not.
my own markings that I can assess.
I'm not going into the marking. I'm saying that this document, because I cannot share it with anybody else,
Of course.
which you have given, is the report of the Lieutenant General. Now, my question is that when on 21/8/2020, court of inquiry was instituted, then when did it submitted its report? When did it submit its report?
Your Lordship, may I submit?
जी.
Your Lordship, the court of inquiry was convened at the lower headquarter, which is headquarter 1 STC.
जी.
When they had completed it, then that commandant forwarded to headquarter MBA. Then it was examined from a legal perspective.
तो वो बताइए ना, वही तो मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, दिखाइए ना वो कि किस तारीख को इन्होंने कोर्ट ऑफ इंक्वायरी प्रस्तुत की, किस तारीख को उसको आपने लीगली एग्जामिन किया, एंड व्हेन डिड यू पुट इट अप बिफोर द जनरल कमांडिंग ऑफिसर? गिव मी द डेट्स.
Just can I make a submission? Before going into the merit of the court of inquiry finding whatever has been there, I have not seen it. But you will also make kindly appreciate the same proceedings. The same thing has been challenged before the Hon'ble AFD.
नहीं, वो हो गया, वो आपने
No, Your Lordship, I'm just referring to that document which has been placed on record by virtue of an order passed by the Honorable Court, Your Lordship. Your Lordship, may kindly appreciate that the subsequent original application has been filed. I have referred before the lunch in respect of the first
ठीक है,
original
ठीक
application.
है.
Your Lordship, this application may kindly appreciate as what relief has been sought in this.
ठीक है, बताइएगा ना.
Your Lordship, may kindly appreciate page 8.
Page 8, yes.
Yes. What the relief has been sought?
जी, जी.
To direct the respondents to quash the proceedings. You also got it?
हाँ, हाँ.
Quash the proceeding initiated against the applicant by tentative charge sheet dated 29/5/2023 in the interest of justice.
We are not here.
I'm just-
Mr. Vikram
Lordship,
Singh,
for a
this will
moment.
not help you.
I'm
My
just-
direct
I'm-
question is,
Just
my
kindly
direct
appreciate,
question is,
Lordship. I will definitely
as per
come to that question,
yes,
Lordship. I will
please give
definitely-
me that date. Give me that date. That's the end of the matter.
Yes. Actually, why I'm been referring to this relief which has been sought in the subsequent original application and as to what order has been passed by the Honorable AFT, Your Lordship, that is required to be seen.
हाँ,
Lordship.
बताइए क्या कहा है AFT?
Yes, Lordship, may kindly come to last page,
Yes, of this
page
petition.
32, Lordship.
Page 32, yes.
What funding has been given by the Honorable AFT at the interlocutory stage. So it has been accepted and endorsed by the Honorable AFT that it is an interlocutory stage where he has been entering into it. And he has been compelling even to this Honorable Court to enter into the merit of the Court of Inquiry.
नहीं, we are
At
not.
employee stage of disciplinary proceedings.
Let me be very clear, make it very clear to you. I am not entering into the merits of the court of inquiry because disciplinary proceeding is still pending.
Exactly, Lord.
The only issue which needs to be ascertained is that in terms of the provisions contained in section 122,
122,
what is the starting date?
Exactly.
We are just trying to ascertain that.
Yes, yes, Lord.
Nothing more than that. No. Presiding officer was Colonel Akhilesh Singh. Where is the report of this presiding officer? That will be the first starting point. because you convened court of inquiry by appointing Colonel Akhilesh Singh as the commanding officer. Now, what is the date of the report published by this Colonel Akhilesh Singh? हाँ बोलिए ना.
Initially, they have initiated one more court of inquiry in the month of March, which was culminated in the month of August. Subsequently, that was suppressed.
अच्छा ठीक है, वो भी देख लेंगे, वो भी देख लेंगे.
That was presided by Lieutenant Pankaj Sharma.
ठीक है, वो भी दे दीजिएगा. ये सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स जो हैं सील्ड कवर में आप निकाल लीजिए.
बहुत सारे सर, there are 6 volumes philosophy which is running around 1000 pages.
क्या कर सकते हैं?
Yes.
नहीं नहीं, आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन गोइंग इनटू द एक्चुअल इंक्वायरी रिपोर्ट. ओनली इंटरेस्टेड इन getting the correct chronology. जैसे what he is saying that first inquiry was initiated in March 2020.
Yes.
Now there must be some report which resulted in initiation of second inquiry in August 2020. Then when did that report was submitted? If you come out with the dates, clear dates, then I don't need supporting documents. You'll have to come out clear with the dates.
Sir. If you'll also may
Date
kindly
and the
appreciate,
procedure.
if you'll also may kindly appreciate one thing, also, which I've reiterated even during the course of the last date of hearing, also and even today also, that it's a date when it has been brought to the notice of the GOC.
That is your argument.
Yes.
But
Also, that has been supported.
Are we precluded from understanding
No,
the
no,
chronology?
it's not that.
Is it such a confidential matter that you cannot give the correct chronology?
Also, we have the entire recording also before the sound report. Also,
सही ना, chronology dates दीजिए मेरे को. पहली इंक्वायरी कब हुई, पहला आपको कब मालूम पड़ा कि issuance of this articles जो है discrepancies थी इसमें. When did you discover it for the first time? Then when did you started the initial inquiry? Who appointed the initial inquiry officer? Please bring all these things clearly on. No, you bring it on paper. I'm returning back these papers to you. These are confidential. You keep them with you. Bring a clear chronology starting from day one. What he said.
In respect of the court of inquiry also.
First inquiry was conducted by Lieutenant Pankaj Sharma.
So do we need to enclose the supportive documents also along with that clause?
You may keep them ready.
Yes,
I don't want your bulky record. You may keep them ready in a closed cover.
Definitely, Lord.
Supporting each and every date of chronology. I may ask you to show it. I may not ask you to show that.
They will do it, Lord.
ये इनका ओरिजिनल लौटा दीजिएगा. ये कॉन्फिडेंशियल नहीं है.
ये तो आपके लिए Lordship. Something which has been shared to you, Lordship, may not be confidential.
नहीं, इसीलिए I don't want to breach your confidentiality. But at the same time, in the name of confidentiality, you cannot keep away the vital dates.
Definitely, we will not. We will not. We will definitely apprise to you, Lordship.
देखिए, Learned Council for Union of India with Miss
Mohitma Barkut.
Mohitma
Barkut.
Mohitma Badkur. Major, Miss Major Mohitma Badkur. It is agreed between the parties that a complete chronology starting from the date when for the first time some discrepancy was noted in issue of clothing items to troops of one TTR and possible theft or loss to government was discovered, then what actions have been taken be brought on record in a chronological manner starting from the first day. कितने समय में ले आएंगे?
Lordship, at least 2 weeks time minimum, Lordship, because there has been a bulky documents. Lordship, each and every document has to be seen with the as per the direction of this court, Lordship. It will take time, Lordship. But generally, I am asking for the 2 weeks time.
ठीक. On request of Shri Vikram Singh, 2 weeks time is granted. List on 3rd April 2024.
Highly obliged, Lordship.
You carried the third week, last week of March.
Last week of March होली की छुट्टी है. आप आएंगे तो बताइए.